You might have noticed a change in your neighborhood lately. Yep, Sprint stores are now T-Mobile stores. Now that Sprint is T-Mobile, you get more coverage, value, and benefits than ever before. We've invested billions to bring our 5G from big cities to small towns across America. And great coverage is just the start. From high-speed mobile hotspot data to weekly deals and giveaways, our customers get tons of great benefits. Head to your new T-Mobile store to learn more.
Qualifying service and capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or features. See T-Mobile.com.
My night is rubbish. Isms. Juxtapose. Didactic. My night is rubbish. My night is rubbish podcast.
Welcome to episode number 66 of Modern Art is Rubbish.
Tom, that's my line. Hello and welcome to episode number 66 of Modern Art is Rubbish. Are you right, Tom? I guess you are, because you just took my announcement out of my mouth. I was about to say the words and you just stole it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine, thanks.
Oh, good, yeah. Well, we'll get on with the thing. I've got a bit of toothache at the moment, a reoccurring tooth problem. As you listening at home want to know about that. And also there's a howling dog downstairs whose owners are out in the downstairs flat.
Do you think the two are intrinsically related?
Yeah, I think when it howls, my tooth hurts. I was going to go and speak to my neighbours, for those of you listening that are worried about the dog that's on its own, clearly in distress, but they do get a dog walker in, but it's just not satisfied. Dog walker came in to check on their dog, and it's still not happy, it's still howling. I feel sorry for it, of course, though.
Yeah. Well, some dogs, they just make a racket anyway, don't they?
Toby,
yeah.
your dog, yeah. He does, doesn't he? So, anyway, today, Tom, got a couple of stories. It wouldn't be a real show without a Banksy story. Got no Trump art stories, though. And also, we're going to be talking about a bit of a protest going on at a museum in France. Good.
That sounds good.
And I found out some interesting facts about statues, why statues have small penises.
Why they have small penises, did you say?
Yeah, ancient Greco-Roman statues. I was looking into it due to the fact that the first incident involves gallery action, particularly a gallery in France, which is full of nude statues of women, and there was a big protest going on. And basically, just to give you the story, Tom, there was a woman, Jean Huet, who basically she was going to visit the Musée d'Orsay in France with her friend, and she had a top, a dress on, a summer dress that was quite low cut in the neckline. And basically the museum staff said, "You can't come in." And she said, "Why?" "Because of the dress." And basically she thought it was stupid, you know, and what's my dress got to do with anything, with me not coming in? So in the end, they actually made her wear a jacket and zip it up so she could come inside.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, it is ridiculous because, I mean, she wrote an open letter to the gallery saying, you know, like, why is this fair, you know? What's it got to do with, you know, the gallery staff are turning her into sort of like a sex object, saying, you know, I assume that the men are thinking, oh, like, people are going to be leering at her and not looking at the art, which seems a bit silly to me, really.
Yeah, so I saw this story, and so in the end, the gallery said apologised, didn't they? Yes,
they did. I mean, the problem is they didn't apologise about the whole sort of system of sexism that's been, you know, they've been central to as well. You know, the fact that there's lots of nude statues of women in the gallery, and female artists have always been very underrepresented in galleries for a long time. I mean, I think it's improving now, but it wasn't always the case. And the whole idea of hypersexualisation of women, you know, I don't know about you, but when I go into a gallery, I I have to say, you know, I have been distracted by women's cleavage. Oh God, this is on the podcast, but yes, I have. But
yeah, but you'd be distracted by women's cleavage from what you're saying, whether you were in an art gallery or elsewhere.
Well, yeah, but in an art gallery, very rarely, because I tend to be looking at the art, and I think that was much of the woman's point. Is what's this got to do with anything? I've never been distracted. For the record, I've never been distracted by cleavage in a gallery before.
Okay.
I don't know what you can say about that. I don't know if that's the official Modern Art is Rubbish line. But anyway, basically a feminist action group called Action Femen, I hope I'm pronouncing it, it's FEMEN, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, actually staged a topless protest inside the Musée d'Orsay, the gallery which the woman was initially refused entry to. And they wrote across their bare chest, you know, obscenities in your eyes and this is not obscene. And they were there to address issues of discrimination and sexism. And they actually said that they supported her. And the group wrote saying, you know, stop the sexualisation of women's bodies, which is fair enough. You know, blokes are allowed to take their shirts off, but women aren't. Why's that?
Yeah, no, it's madness.
Well, it is. But as my mind goes from that, you think about all the naked women statues in galleries, and I thought, well, I have to say I'd rather look at a naked woman statue than a naked man statue. I know that sounds a bit shallow, but it's the truth, really. I prefer the shape of the female form to the male form generally. But I was always quite interested is looking at male statues. I know this is so random, but I was thinking about why penises are so small on male statues. Did you ever wonder that? No,
I've never wondered that. And I just think there's an obsession with males thinking their penises are big.
Well, yeah, generally, but in art, going back to sort of Greco-Roman times, at the time, you know, what was thought this notion of whatever manliness is was sort of like a deep thinking guy with big muscles. And the penis was never actually considered to be a sort of sign of how manly a guy was. And there was actually a time when it was thought that men with large penises were more sort of like buffoon-like and more stupid.
Still the case today, is it not?
So to have a smaller penis would also mean, you know, it's more they thought you were more logical in the way you thought. If you had a small, I don't know why maybe, I don't know, I have no idea why. I'm trying to think why and I can't. And also, interestingly, taking something like Michelangelo's David, you know, a lot of people have remarked on the fact that his penis is quite small. And apparently there's also the idea that David would have been ready for the fight. He's depicted realistically ready to fight a giant, you know, and he's got his sling and everything. And the whole idea is that the penis is sort of like quite small and quite shriveled up. And that's because when you're in a sort of like a fear state, ready for the fight, that's how your penis would look. So it's actually just being anatomically correct to the situation.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say about the small penises. Isn't that just reality?
Well, yeah, it's the fact that also they're flaccid as well. So that's the point. So there you go.
If they had male statues at the named French gallery, maybe the penises would look different there.
I hope not. I don't want to think about it too much, but there you go. And that's how my mind goes, Tom. I go from rights, you know, female rights and, you know, hypersexualisation of women's bodies to why a men's penis is so small on statues. Did you like the way it linked?
Yeah, no, it was very nicely done. Good work, Marcus.
Clap on me. Give me a clap. Sorry, it's this tooth. My tooth keeps flaring up, listeners, and I'm not. I don't want to go to the dentist again, but there you go. Anyway,
why don't you go and get yourself a dog walker to take you out? Might make you forget about your tooth for a bit.
Yeah, actually, that'd be good. Yeah, get me on a lead. No, that's not right. Get me on a lead. That sounds very dominant by someone. What am I talking about? Right. Anyway, no episode of Modern Art is Rubbish would be properly fulfilled without a little bit of a Banksy question going on.
Oh, okay.
Do you agree?
Yeah, no, let's have a Banksy question. Am I allowed to answer it?
Yeah, who is Banksy? There was a question, someone else came forward, or not someone else came forward, but someone else threw another name into the ring as to who Banksy might be.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. He's a TV presenter, isn't he?
Yeah, the guy's called Neil Buchanan. Now, he was, a lot of people will know Neil Buchanan because in the 1990s in the UK, he was a massive kind of I don't know if you can be massive on children's TV, but he was a children's TV presenter who used to do an art program called Art Attack. He'd show you how to do things with like cardboard tubes and sticky back plastic, etc.
Yeah, so the problem I have with this, he's called Neil Buchanan. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if he was Banksy, he'd be called Neil Banks.
Neil Banks, so it's a little hint. Or Neil C. Yeah, so apparently the reason why someone on Twitter, it always starts with someone on Twitter, they reckon his band, Marseille, he used to do gigs. And it seemed that there was a correlation between the venues that his band would play and where the latest Banksy work would appear.
All right, so I've seen that same story with other bands.
Well, yes, because this brings me on to the other thing about who else they thought, because they thought that Massive Attack, the lead singer of Massive Attack, who was the artist known as a 3D, they believed that he was...
So basically, they, being the suspecting people, they believe it's something to do with someone from Something Attack.
Yes. Yeah. Robert, how do you say his name? Robert Del Naja, the singer, isn't he the founder? That's the guy they think it is.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of the Bristol band Massive Attack. I think it's probably because they're arty and they're from Bristol, so that's why they thought it might be him.
Yeah.
And then there was another Bristol artist I thought it might be, and he's got the biggest, most money on him being Banksy, is the Bristol artist called Robin Gunningham.
Okay, so can you place bets on who it is then?
I bet you can. I bet if you went on some websites, you could probably place bets on who Banksy is, and probably get quite good odds on some.
I'd put it on Banksy.
Why Banksy?
Well, Banksy's Banksy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Or she.
I put it on Princess Anne.
Okay.
You get really good odds on that, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would get good odds on that. I'd give you good odds on that.
How much? 17 million to 1.
Yeah, do you want to take the bet up?
Yeah. I want to put £1 each way. I don't know why each way. That wouldn't work, would it, an each way bet? Yeah,
well, if she was nearly Banksy, you'd get it. Like if she was Banksy's second in command.
She's held a spray can near a Banksy picture. So this artist, Robert Gunningham, who's the favourite, apparently what happened was at the Queen Mary University in London, they sort of did a thing which was called geographical profiling, where they looked at the movements and where Robert Gunningham lived and the appearance of Banksy pictures, and there seemed to be a sort of like a correlation between the two.
So do you think all the big tech companies know who it is? Like Twitter and Facebook and companies like that?
They might do, but they would be sworn to secrecy, wouldn't they?
Yeah. And what about like the Secret Service and like, you know, organisations like that? They must.
I reckon they do. I reckon they have to.
Do you reckon they've actually, someone from the organisation at GHQ has looked into it and said, hey guys in the office, guys and girls, you know, Banksy's Neil Buchanan or whoever. Princess Anne. You know what? You'll never guess who Banksy is. It's bloody Princess Anne.
Oh, yes. Tom, that's 17 million quid you owe me now.
Well, you didn't put a pound on, did you? Like, I haven't got the pound. You've got to give me the pound first.
What, and then you give me 17 million pounds?
Well, I'd have to go bankrupt first, but...
Oh, I don't want to make you homeless because of my bet on Princess Anne being Banksy. That's not right. Yeah. So, who knows? Who knows who Banksy is? We've got a friend, Emma, who went to school with Banksy. Not went to school, she went to art college with Banksy, but she never really revealed. It's a bit like she never really specified who Banksy was.
Okay, but she knows.
But she's met him.
She knows. Yeah, I have spoke to her about that. Yeah, she wouldn't tell me either. Guys, you never guess what? Banksy's David Blaine.
Now a short advertisement break.
Maybe we should ask them at GHQ and see if they can work out who's doing these high-definition turtle art prints. Maybe it's Banksy or Princess Anne. No, it's probably David Blaine. I saw him floating up with some balloons last week. I bet he's been doing those turtle art prints.
So just head over to modernartisrubbish.com and subscribe to our email list to get your free artwork and to be updated on the latest Modern Art is Rubbish news.
Yeah, well, David Blaine is very cool. And Banksy also is very cool. I mean, there's got to be something in. Maybe there's something in that.
Oh yes. Now, because David Blaine, we were talking about this, considers himself to be an artist, and I think he is. I think it's a performance artist. In some of the stuff he does.
Now, you mentioned David Blaine. He did his Ascension at the end of August. Did you get a chance to view that, or was it the beginning of September, wasn't it? It got put back a couple of days.
But that was just involving balloons, wasn't it? That he did sort of like an Up style thing, the character Up, where they the film Up, in which balloons are tied to a house and the house sort of like floats away. He did that, didn't he? So tell us about it, Tom.
Yeah, so he floated up with like a balloon airship. It was just holding on to balloons, and he floated up to 25,000 feet. He didn't have a parachute on until he was 5,000 feet up in the air. Yeah, so he like had a parachute and he had to pull it down and put it on, and then he parachuted down. And it was paid for by YouTube, and they made a sort of 2-hour show out of it. And I think he said, he was interviewed beforehand, he wanted to make like a lasting image was the idea of the piece. And he did it for his daughter, who's like, I don't know, she was on the ground like as one of his like main assistants. She's only like sort of 9 or 10 years old. And it was, so he floated up and then he parachuted down.
Yeah, it was quite a strong image of him doing it and everything. So yeah, I watched it, enjoyed it. They actually did one with a bear. I think someone put a teddy bear into space before him.
Oh right, yeah.
By a balloon. I seem to remember that. So there was a bear that went up into the air as well.
Well, that's cruel, putting a teddy bear up.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I hope it wasn't David Blaine. Sorry, I've just knocked over my my tripod. I hope it wasn't David Blaine that actually paid to have the bear go into the air.
Yeah. Well, that was nothing to do with David Blaine, was it?
No, I don't think so. But who knows? If he's Banksy, he could be doing that as well.
Maybe he's Princess Anne as well.
Now that would be something.
He's a big fan of Houdini. He was talking about Houdini quite a lot.
Yeah. I love Houdini. I love a bit of Houdini.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Blondin, the guy who did tightrope. But he walked across the tightrope and fried an egg. There you go, over the Niagara Falls. And on that note, Tom,
Yeah.
I think
What's that? He fried an egg on a tightrope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Over the Niagara Falls.
It was a long time
Yeah.
ago. He was more of a showman than an artist, though, I would say.
Yeah. I mean that's quite like. I mean it's a good show and it's showmanship, but I mean frying an egg over the Niagara Falls. I mean that's got to be art, surely.
Well, there's an art to it.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Sorry, guys, your fried egg's got a bit wet. Shall I do another one?
So, that's it for the pod for this week. So, just to say, please follow us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all those ones. And you can get hold of us at info@modernartisrubbish.com. Tom, I believe where can people listen to your music? Because your music's always up and people can listen to it on lots of different places.
Yeah, all the online places to listen to music. You can find Obi Tom.
And we'll put a link on the web page to that. Also a link to an article talking to the woman who was stopped at the gallery on lily.com. So you can check out that article. And also, I have done some artwork for a book, and it's I put a link on it, and it's available for only 99 cents or 99 pence. It's not much difference really, and it's by Amanda Hodgson, and it's called Holy Water, and you can see my artistry on the cover, and I'll put a link to that on the website as well. So, Tom, I do believe it's just buys now.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye.
The air we breathe, the water we drink, the soil that grows food for our families. These basic elements are essential to healthy, happy lives. America's corn growers think so too. Across the country, they're pitching in every day and doing the work to produce food and fuel that is healthy in a sustainable way. Go to ncga.com to learn more about how corn farmers grow a more sustainable future for us all. That's ncga.com.
You know, some people think summer is starting to wind down. But really, summer is just heating up. There's still time to go find some fun. And the best place to start is at the Honda Summer Sales Event, where your local Honda dealer is hooking it up with deals on every adventurous Honda, Accord, Civic, CR-V, Pilot, and yeah, even the Passport. So don't you dare break out that pumpkin spice latte. It's still summer, and you can still save during the Honda Summer Sales Event. See your local Honda dealer today.